Or Charlie Kirk went to bed thinking that the next day was going to be a normal day. Many of us go to bed thinking that tomorrow is promised, that tomorrow is going to be a normal day. But as that unexpected day that happened for Charlie Kirk can happen to any of us, maybe not to that extent, but we can be driving, car crash, you can go to a bookshop or whatever. Boom, maybe somebody just shoots up the place and or collateral damage. Anything could happen. Heart attack, anything. Don't live your life like nothing's gonna happen. Live your life for God before it's too late.
I'll do it later. I'll start Monday. I'll begin next month. You know what's crazy? The year is almost over, and there's still people saying the same thing as they did last year. Same excuses, same position, same life. Is that really what you want?
Loneliness is not having no friends. Loneliness comes from not being understood by your peers, by the people surrounding you, by countless times seeing things they cannot see and not being able to be understood. It's not being cared. That's loneliness. Because at this point, people are surrounded by a bunch of acquaintances or people surrounding them. People don't really have a lack of quote-unquote friends, of people surrounding them. That's not being lonely. Lonely is not having friends. Lonely is having a bunch of people and not one understands you. I know I'm always going to be lonely. Not lonely in the sense of having no friends. Lonely in the sense of never being understood. That's a product of consequences from parents, drugs, whatever it be. There are always pros and cons to everything. Towards my case, the smarter you get, the more intelligent you are, the more lonely and miserable of a life you're really gonna have. You pay the price for being intelligent, for having an IQ above the average. Trust me, you don't want to be the smartest in the room. Just because you are in the garage does not make you a car. The same way that just because you claim to be a Christian does not make you a Christian. There is supposed to be a light and hope inside of you. Hope that the world does not offer. You need to stop doing all of these worldly things while saying you are a Christian. We are ambassadors of Christ. Remember that wherever you go, whatever you do, we represent Christ. So bring glory to his name. Why do you, as a bigger human being, deserve more life than that smaller human being? Abortion is murder. There's no way around it. Innocent baby. Why does your life pertain more significance than that smaller baby? When you are world we live in, abortion is not the answer. It's very crazy that you are fine with killing innocent babies, but you have a problem of somebody not saying that you are something else that you are not. Where is the consistency here? Stop killing innocent babies. We need to start caring and for more human life than ourselves. You've got to be completely selfish to think that abortion is okay.
Here's a simple sign somebody's a born leader. Simon Sinek once said, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. The ones who lead naturally, they don't need a little title. They step in and people follow. They don't command attention, they earn trust. They don't need the spotlight. They take responsibility, especially when things go wrong. And they make people feel safe, seen, and supported. You don't feel managed, you feel backed. Here's what you'll notice. They stay calm under pressure. They make decisions without needing validation. They elevate others without making it about themselves. They admit when they're wrong fast, and they take action before being asked. They're not trying to prove they're in charge. They're already thinking about who they're protecting. Leadership isn't loud, it's who steps up when things fall apart. Born leaders don't wait for permission. They move with conviction, because leading is who they are, not what they're trying to do. Here's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They interrupt your words like they don't matter. And this lines up with something the philosopher Confucius once said. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. And what he meant was this: someone who truly respects you gives you the space to finish your thoughts. They don't talk over you. They don't check their phone while you're speaking. They don't make you feel like your voice is the background noise. Because respect isn't just about what someone says to you, it's about whether they're actually hearing you. And there are two kinds of people: those who make the room for your voice, and those who constantly compete with it. One leans in when you speak, the other just waits for you to stop. You'll never have to beg someone who respects you to listen.
Maybe, just maybe, God is allowing pressure in your life as a thorn in your side to keep you humble and reliant on God, to say, God, I trust you with this thing. Because if you didn't have this pressure being allowed on you, and it was teaching you to trust in God fully, you wouldn't need God in the first place. And we tend to blame God and think, man, God, you suck. Why don't you take this thing away? You know, God took away my anxiety, but there's other things he hasn't taken away from me. And I'm like, God, why don't you take this thing away from me? But every day I realize, man, I need this thing in my life, this thorn, to keep me humble and reliant on God. And maybe it's a hard thing to hear, but maybe the reason that God is allowing the pressure in your life is so that you keep leaning on him and not yourself, because every time you lean on yourself, you blow your whole freaking life up. So maybe your but God shouldn't be, but God, why are you allowing this to happen to me? Maybe it should be, but God, thank you that I can trust you and love you, and that you deal with these things for me, and you give me wisdom, you give me strength, and you give me peace. Maybe that's how we should reframe it. And instead of looking at the mountain of issues, of things to do, of pressure, of confrontations in your life, maybe look to heaven and say, God, give me wisdom. Let me not look at the mountain and be intimidated, but let me look at your feet and give me step by step on how I deal with this.
Here's how you know somebody's confidence is fake. Ryan Holiday said it best: ego is the enemy of what you want. Basically, what he meant was this: real confidence comes from proof. Fake confidence comes from performance. And the louder someone brags, the more they're trying to convince themselves. And you'll spot it in their energy. They'll talk more than they actually listen. They interrupt to feel important. They name drop, flex, dominate conversations, but they can't handle being questioned, corrected, or even unseen. They wear their confidence like armor, shiny on the outside, hollow underneath. Because deep down, they don't believe they're enough without the show. There are two kinds of confidence: one built on results and one built on reactions. One stays calm when challenged. The other crumbles the second validation disappears. Real confidence doesn't need attention. Fake confidence dies without it. Here's a simple sign someone trusts you. Stephen Covey said it best: trust is the glue of life. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships. Basically, what he meant was this: trust isn't something people hand you, it's something they reveal. Not when things are easy. It happens when things feel uncertain. And here's what to look out for: they don't micromanage you, they don't hover you, they give you the keys and walk away. They ask for your opinion and they actually take it in. They show you the real version of themselves, not the polished one, not the performance. And they're okay being unfiltered, even flawed, Because around you, they're not in defense mode. You see, there are two types of people. The ones who keep the armor on no matter what, and the ones who finally feel safe enough to take it off. And you'll notice in the little things. They let you lead, they admit when they're wrong, and they'll even disagree with you because they know you can handle the truth. And guess what? You're not walking on eggshells. You're walking in realness. The simple sign someone truly trusts you? They give you the version of themselves they usually hide from everyone else. Here's how you know the relationship is over, even if no one said it out loud yet. There's a quote by Esther Perel that says it so simply: the quality of your relationships determine the quality of your life. It's honest, it's universal, and when the quality fades, you feel it in your body before your mind can even admit it. Basically, it means when your love turns into silence, when presence turns into absence, and when the connection starts to feel like a performance, that's not a rough patch. That's the truth knocking. You stop laughing. You stop reaching. You stop recognizing yourself. There are two kinds of relationships. Ones that bring you home to yourself, and the ones that make you abandon yourself to keep the peace. If you feel more alone with them than you do without them, you already have your answer. If you feel invisible next to them, the relationship isn't alive. It's just not dead yet.
Sometimes the only way to move forward is to revisit the things in your past that were holding you back. You have to deal with them head on, no matter how scary they may be. Because once you do, you'll see that you can go further than you ever imagined. Please remember that your life is also meant to be enjoyed. Somewhere along the way, we started acting like life is just this waiting room for the next level, the next achievement, the next promotion, the next version of ourselves. We convince ourselves that once we get there, then we'll relax, then we'll breathe, then we will enjoy it. But there always is a next. The grindset mentality can be powerful. Discipline is powerful. Ambition is powerful. There's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself, but if you are always chasing, optimizing, pushing, and never pausing, you will sprint past your own life. You'll miss the random Tuesday nights, the dumb laughs, the small wins, the quiet mornings, the moments that don't look impressive but feel meaningful. And those are the moments that actually make up your life. Success is great, growth is great, but not at the cost of presence, not at the cost of joy, not at the cost of experiencing the very thing that you are working so hard to build. You're allowed to work hard and enjoy yourself. You are allowed to have goals and still rest. You are allowed to want more and still appreciate now. If your entire existence is preparation for some future moment, you'll wake up one day and realize you never let yourself live in the current one. The goal isn't to escape your life. The goal is to experience it. So chase your dreams, build your future, lock in when you need to, but don't forget to look around. Because this part, right now, is also your life.
According to psychology, people who build fake scenarios in their head while listening to music or staring out windows are experiencing maladaptive daydreaming, a coping mechanism where the mind escapes into imagined worlds that feel safer than real life. It shows up everywhere, replaying conversations you wish went differently, crafting perfect comebacks, imagining future arguments, picturing relationships that don't exist. Your favorite song becomes a soundtrack where you finally win, finally heal, finally feel seen. This activates the brain's default mode network, triggering dopamine release, the same reward real success would give. But because it's imagined, the comfort's temporary. The ache returns when the story ends. The roots trace to childhood loneliness or emotional pain. When reality felt unsafe, their brain built a second world they could control. As adults, stress brings it back. Maladaptive daydreaming isn't weakness. It's emotional regulation through imagination. The danger? When escaping becomes easier than living. Stories end perfectly in your head, but real peace only comes from building a life where you don't need to hide inside.
Appreciate the sleepless nights, because those nights mean you're trying. They mean you refuse to settle for average. While the world sleeps, you're awake, thinking, building, pushing yourself further than yesterday. Every challenge you face is shaping you. Every moment of doubt is testing how badly you want the life you dream about. And those long nights, when nobody sees the effort, when it feels like nothing is changing, those are the moments that matter the most. Success is not built in comfort, it is built in persistence. In the hours when quitting would be easier, but you keep going anyway. So appreciate the struggle, appreciate the exhaustion, appreciate the hard moments, because that means you're moving forward. every sacrifice was worth it.